In today's video, I'd like to talk a little bit about gold, and I want to talk to you a little bit about a very common occurrence that we've been seeing in these markets. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that this is a range bar 6 chart, and of course range bars don't have time involved, and so what we're looking for is we're just looking for the trend. Now, we also want to look at the right time of day. It's very important that when we're trading and when we're day trading that we look at the right time of the day. And the right time of the day for us in the US is the morning session for the New York time frame. And so what we want to do is we want to start looking at the New York Open. Now I know this is a 24-hour market, it trades 24 hours a day, but we still have what I call a soft open where the market starts to generate, gets a lot of activity sometime around 7:30, 8:30, 9:30 in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. And so what I'm doing is I'm always looking for these reoccurring price patterns and these trend opportunities that are breaking here at that time frame. So this is our setup. And the first thing we want to do is we want to look for a nice setup. And this setup is coming through here. And the important thing to note is not so much the setup, but the setup in combination with the breaking of the trend line of that blue light system. Now that's kind of our magic blue smoke right there, and that's what's telling us that it's time to enter the market. And so if we have this nice little wedge formation and it's time to get in on a breakout, we also want to have the mathematical confirmation coming in from the computer. So the computer's telling us that this is a nice breakout location, so we want those two to match. If they don't match, we don't take the position, but if they match, and especially as closely as this is matching here, this is perfect, we want to take the position. So now we're looking for this market to rally. We're going to take a long position off of this nice little wedge formation first thing in the morning as those two rally. Now the thing that's become a very common occurrence in these markets, especially down on these small time frames, is that the markets, rather than continuing on in the trend, we'll oftentimes see that we'll see a rally, a pullback, and a rally. So we'll get the A, B, C, D. But this is another thing that's been happening, is these reversal trends. So you see the market take off first thing in the morning, turn right around, and then drop right back down, and then retrace right back up again. And so you can see that this is a complete swing trade that's been going on, and it's become very common. We're seeing this a lot. So oftentimes we'll say, well, wait for a long set of dots and then a short set of dots and then another long set of dots. But we're getting a lot of this type of action in here on these very short time frames. So sometimes swing trading these is a very valid strategy. So we're just going to go from where we enter to where we'd get out. That's a $260 move in here. Of course, that number doesn't represent commissions and fees. But then if we just swing trade that, which means we take a long position with one contract and then we have a trailing stop with two contracts. So what that does is it immediately just reverses our position, takes us out of the long position, puts us in short, and then we take that next one down to the next long position at this point, which is a $490 move for an individual contract, per contract. So that would be a nice move down, and then we could swing trade that back the other way. So what we're doing here is we're coming down with one contract, and we're going to trail with two, which would then swing trade and reverse our position and put us in the other direction. And gold has done a beautiful job of that today, moving right out here into the noontime session where we want to be done. So this is a $320 move on this last swing trade in gold. Now, just to point this out, that this is still active right now and still going. It's going past our, we like to have that little time frame where around noontime Eastern time we want to not be getting into the market anymore. But this market has continued to swing trade once again, and again it's up to about $170 on this particular trend from the move of the blue light to where it's currently trading at this point in time, just on a swing trade from this last few minutes. Now that's again not representing commissions and fees, but that's a common occurrence we've been seeing across the board in many markets, that they're just swing trading through these nice little trends lately, especially with all the volatility that's been going on based on a lot of the government issues that we've been having. The price of crude oil has been driving some of this, and then of course the strength that we're seeing in the stock market itself. So that's just a quick rundown on what we're seeing today in gold. The number one question I get when people watch my videos is they want to know what software platform I'm using and what indicators I'm using. First and foremost, if you come to our website, tradementors.com, you'll notice that we have a section here called Tools for Traders. If you click on Tools for Traders, the software tools in here are listed. And you can see the recommended trading tools. We have the live trading platforms that we use. These are from Track and Trade Live Futures, and Track and Trade Forex. If you click these more info buttons, you can find out more information about the platforms we're using. I also use a plug-in to the live futures version that is called the Bulls and Bears. That's the Bulls and Bears is what turns the price bars red, yellow, and green and gives me the Elliott Wave blue light system. And so that's a plug-in into the live version of Track and Trade, and it works on both the live futures as well as the live Forex. Now, some research tools that we love and that we have here listed as well are the Trade Miner tools. This is Trade Miner for stocks, futures, and Forex. This is one of the research tools that helps us identify the fundamental nature of markets. And then, of course, we have News Miner. News Miner is the current active information, scours the internet, tells you what the current news is on any given stock, future, or Forex, and then ranks them, which ones or which markets are in play. So again, if you want to have a little bit of information about the tools that we use here at Trade Mentors, come to our website, www.tradementors.com, and click on the Tools for Traders button.